Hey, what's up everybody? The Fish Tank Guy here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about building a 20-gallon aquarium sump on a budget. Now, right up front, I want to let you guys know that this video is only going to talk about the materials that you'll need to build your sump, and I will also show you the final product. I'll also talk a little bit about why I chose the design I did, but in this video, I'm not going to go into the actual build process. I will have a couple separate videos on my channel taking you through all of that, just to break it up a little bit. Okay, so let's move on to what you'll actually need for doing this build. I want to start by saying that I am going with a very simple sump build to the point where I only need 3 baffles. But actually, after having created another sump for a previous project, I find that this design is going to work very well. And not only will it work well, but it'll be easy to build. So hopefully you guys like this build and you might choose to do something similar, you know, in the future on your own tank. So what we're going to need first and foremost is the aquarium. I purchased a 20-gallon long aquarium on sale at Petco, so it was 20 bucks. All right, the next thing you will need is silicone. Here I went with all-purpose GE Silicone 1. Now, the most important thing about this is that it does not have any mold prevention chemicals. That is why Silicone 1 will work. But GE Silicone 2 has mold prevention, which can cause some issues within your system, so you'll want to stay away from that. But that GE number 1 silicone is only 5 bucks, so that's pretty cool. Next, you will need a caulking gun, obviously, to apply your silicone. I have this old beat up one that was passed down to me, but you can get one of those for 4 bucks, so that's not too bad. And then the last crucial piece to building your sump are these guys right here, the glass baffles. Ooh, these are my favorite. Now, the one thing that I will mention is that I went with glass over acrylic because I feel that it is more sturdy, more stable, and even though it might cost a little bit more in the long run, it is worth it. I went with 1/4-inch plate glass for these. Now, because of the design of this sump, I could make them all the same size. So they are 11 5/8 inches wide and 7 inches tall, all 3 of them. Now that has a little bit to do with my protein skimmer. My protein skimmer that I purchased works best in 7 inches of water. That's why I went with 7-inch baffles. But essentially what I'm going to do with these baffles is the first one between chamber 1 and chamber 2 is going to be raised off of the bottom of the aquarium. The reason for that is the water will enter into the first chamber here and will be forced down and through the first chamber, a mistake I made on my first sump build. The second 2 baffles will be staggered in between chamber 2 and 3. The first one will be against the bottom of the aquarium, and the second one will be raised. The reason for this is the water will then be forced through chamber 1, under the first baffle, forced up and through chamber 2, over the second baffle, and that third baffle is going to act as a bubble trap as the water will have to go down underneath to get to the return pump area to be pumped back into the display tank. Now, those are the required materials you need. I forgot to mention that these glass baffles cost me $15. I needed to ask around, I needed to call places, but I found an awesome local place. It's called Penn Glass for anybody located in the Erie, Pennsylvania area. And I got all 3 baffles for $15 with polished edges, which is great because you don't have to worry about cutting yourself. Now, on to some of the optional materials. Optional, not really optional. You're going to want a tape measure. That is for simply measuring where you want to install your baffles. You'll want 2 clamps. You'll want some pieces of scrap wood. You want them to have straight edges though. A Sharpie marker, and some painter's tape, or just plain old masking tape will do. The masking tape is to tape off your baffles and potentially inside of your aquarium to help keep your silicone where it should be so it doesn't get too messy. The clamps and the pieces of straight scrap wood are going to be to line up your baffles in your aquarium and it will help making siliconing them easy. You don't have to worry about holding kind of your glass baffles straight. You can press them right up against this wood that you'll have clamped into place, and then you can just simply do your silicone. It makes the whole process a lot easier. So there you have it. That's everything you need. Basically, the required materials, if you want to do bare minimum, are the glass baffles, the aquarium, the silicone, and the caulking gun, which is going to run you $35, $40, about $44 or so to create a pretty nice and simple 20-gallon aquarium. So I will show you the final product at the end of this video just so you guys can see what it looks like. But once again, I'm the Fish Tank Guy. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I would appreciate any comments or opinions you might have. You can leave them down there in the comments section below. And until a future Fish Tank Guy video, I will see you guys soon.